I'm curious if there's anything you didn't like, or anything, a task that maybe was your enemy throughout
Yeah.
the challenge. I'm curious.
Yeah. The 7 ingredients in my food. That was the biggest one I probably missed. I probably only hit that one half the days. That, like, you can't even have tortillas. It's like, well, I like,
Yeah.
making my food into something, not just, you sent that picture on the second day, you're like, here's what I'm eating. And it was just like meat, raspberries, and something else. I was like, no, I need to find a way to mix my food to make it taste like something. But, then that's when you realize, like, okay, well, maybe that's an issue. Maybe like there is a reason that these foods by themselves need to just be eaten by themselves too. That's the one that kind of got me. And the fiber and protein too, like when I started looking at like how much of that I was going to have to consume each day as well, it's like, okay, I got to find other ways to consume this other than just protein shakes with a bunch of flaxseed and in them. But no, but like even a plug for Holy 42, it's like you literally get a free personal trainer for 40 days. And like I still will go on the app and look at some of the old workouts too. It's like it's not like you're just paying to hopefully you can make yourself better. Like you're paying to have someone hand you the tools that you need in order to, change your life and change the routines that you have each day. It's like what isn't there to, yeah, you may not win and get paid in the end, but you paid a very minimal amount to change your life around and set some new routines that hopefully you can carry on forever.
Yeah. I think it's unique where it's something where I feel like me and Colin kind of have the answers to the test, and it's just up to the person to be willing to take the test. And so I think it's unique from that standpoint where it's something that's easier said than done, right? You can see it on the page, or you can see what needs to be done, but can you consistently do the mundane, the routine stuff that actually takes you to that next step? So I think it's unique. And yeah, the nutrition stuff really opens your eyes, right? Like there's a lot of things on the shelves that are not less than 7 ingredients, and it's tough. It really is to find the things that you enjoy and can eat on a consistent basis that are actual whole foods and that aren't processed in today's society. And I think it's good for the challenge. It's obviously not something you're going to be able to do, I think, throughout the year. I think that's a bit of a stretch just with today's food, but I think it definitely opens your eyes to the processing part of the food industry.
Yeah, even if you can just take one meal a day and be like, all right, for dinner tonight, I'm gonna not have any food, have 7 or more ingredients too. It just can make a big change as well.
Yeah, even like the ingredients one, it's obviously hard to do on a day-to-day basis, but it also at least not forces you, but it makes you want to look at like an ingredients label for the first time, and you just like question like, okay, what is, like, I can't pronounce this. Like, what is actually in the food that I'm eating? And maybe something every day. Like I would do tortillas, like low carb tortillas every single day. And then like when Jaden started this challenge, I looked at the ingredient list. I'm like, dude, there's 50 ingredients in this, and I don't know what any of it is. It's like just makes you ask questions and like find those areas of weakness. Like same as you, I would have said for movement wise that I do really good with that because I work out every day. But I realized like starting a new like desk job, like I was not moving throughout the day at all. So it just opens your eyes to those weaknesses. And then also, even if you don't fully understand why it's beneficial, you can experiment with that. And for 40 days, I feel like is a long enough time to implement a habit and see what benefits there are from it. And I think through doing that, maybe you don't know why, but doing it consistently, maybe you feel those benefits and feel better, feel more energy. Is there any of those habits that maybe you felt different that maybe you've stuck with, or anything that you felt like was a big help for you in general?
One of the ones was the moving after you eat each night. Like I can definitely feel that if I have a big dinner and then I go, sit on the couch and watch a football game for the rest of the night and then go to bed, is you just kind of feel bloated. You feel heavy. But yeah, just like I made it a routine, still make the routine is like, okay, dinner in the next, I don't know, half hour, I'm going to try and go walk my dog. Doesn't have to be very far, even just half mile. But um, yeah, that one I think is one of the ones that I still do to this day. And I think I can feel it every morning when I wake up too, is you don't feel like all that food's just been sitting in you overnight.
Yeah, and it's something that's really easy, and often it's easier just to sit on the couch and maybe time your exercise one time throughout the day, but just even 5 to 10 minutes after a meal is profound in just the impact of, uh, like, that food being absorbed into the muscles, into the body, and yeah, I think that's one that's like, the amount of work you have to do for the benefit is it's just opening the eyes of the people and letting them see that there is an impact. Um, is there anything you felt like from the lifestyle, point of view that benefited you?
I have to go look at those again. I know that actually sticking to, usually in the summers, I don't have an issue with the bedtime one. Is like sticking to a predetermined and kind of waking up at the same time, going to bed at the same time. But really easily
Mhm.
during the school year when you don't have a class that starts till, 9:30, 10:30, is you're like, okay, I can stay up till 11, 12, 1, 2 o'clock. Um, that one, that one I know was important. But the lifestyle wise, the meditation, breathwork, or journaling is something that I've never done before. Just kind of taking a moment, and it's sort of like just a moment out of your day to just stop, you know, the stimulation of your phone or a TV, and put that away and start writing things down. Like, hey, how do I feel? What am I feeling right now? What would I like to accomplish today? And what do I have to do to get there? I think is something that I don't necessarily do to this day every day, but there are times, um, like even today, like half an hour before we started, I was like, all right, I'm gonna set my phone down, just kind of think about what's going on, think about what I want to accomplish. Um, I think is something that, can go a long way for people that easily get anxious or stressed out. It's like, just put the phone down maybe for just a little bit. Um, and the reaching out to people too, I thought was kind of like a flip flop of like, I'm, saying, hey, thank you for this. But in reality, like, you get a lot of nice messages back and you start conversations and talking to people that you didn't think you may talk to. And that goes a long way too. I'm a firm believer in, building relationships and being intentional about those relationships. And when you reach out to someone that, hey, you maybe haven't talked to in a year or two, um, and then, hey, I'm still talking to them to this day, every day. It's like, it goes a long way. Um, the lifestyle one was, more about stop thinking about yourself and maybe think about others. And I think that that's something that's just crucial to do each day for even just a little bit of time.
Yeah, I think it's and the habits hit on it, but like true health isn't just limited to how you exercise, how you move. I think it's all encompassing. It's it's the hour that you're training, but also the 23 hours what you're doing outside of that, how you're recovering, how you're fueling, and how you're treating that your mind, and finding that time to we're so used to noise and go go go, but finding time to slow down and journal or read your Bible, pray, whatever it is. Like, I think just finding that time and just focusing on health in all areas is a big key. Um, I guess for anyone who would be on the fence about doing it, if you have any like final encouragement or things to say as far as pushing them towards doing the challenge.
Yeah, I think the way that Jaden put it was perfect. It's like you guys have the answers to the test. It's just, are you willing to sit down and take the test? I think is a perfect way to look at it. It's like you're given everything you need. You're given the tools. You're given the instruction, and you just have to battle with yourself. And it's more mentally than physically. Like the movement, yeah, you could say it's physical, but when you start looking at the other 9 things, it's like it's about way more than just making sure you work out every day. And that's what I think that this challenge does a great job, keying in on, is like, yeah, you can go to the gym, but if you leave the gym and, you go get a massive meal from McDonald's every day, it's like, did you really go to the gym? Um, and yeah, I think that anyone on the fence, definitely dive in. It's a great opportunity to not only um, see how you do against other people and look at it as a competition, but really to see what you're capable of and what you're willing to do when, it gets a little tricky, it gets a little tough. It's like, all right, let's battle through this. And at the end of the day, I can prove to myself that, hey, I did something hard today. And I think that that goes a long way.
Yeah, it's truly an investment in yourself, and I think you do yourself a disservice if you don't just commit to the process, right? You see the impact that movement has on sleep, that nutrition has on sleep, that nutrition has on movement. Like they're all interrelated. So, like you said, maybe there's one or two that you struggle on, and maybe there's some that just come naturally, right? So maybe you move really well. Well, now the challenge is 9 tasks, right? It's not 12. So I think it's just finding a way to commit to yourself, invest in yourself, and just see what works, what doesn't, right? You don't have to agree with every single task, right? You don't have to get 12 out of 12 every single day. But it's just investing in yourself and seeing what you can make of it, right? You don't know your best self until you truly invest, right? You don't know what it's like to eat clean, to sleep well, to move, to do all these lifestyle things and feel what it's like to be the best version of yourself, right? A lot of us um, don't necessarily focus on our own health. We don't know what it's like to feel our best. So I think it's just finding it in ourselves to just fully commit and explore. Use this new year as a way to take that next step and that leap of faith. I think could be really beneficial for the listeners.
Yeah, it's not about being perfect with it. Like I'd love to meet the person who can do 12 out of 12, 40 days or every day of their life, but I think it's just like, seeing what kind of streak you can put together with those different habits. And obviously with, weekends or vacations or, life is going to happen and you just have to give yourself grace in those moments, but it's also just waking up the next day and like you said earlier, competing with yourself, competing with others, and just trying to make today or tomorrow the best that you can and learning what you can from yesterday. So appreciate yeah, you going through the challenge and taking that on.